All right, doing some SPY technical analysis. We're looking at the daily chart here. Just going to do some ranting, I guess, going over, reviewing it, and a little bit of I told you so, or here's some great examples of what I've been talking about. And what I've been talking about is that this is essentially just a giant game, video game, and the highs and lows are essentially already set in, and the movements in between might be being moved by some headlines, but for the most part, we're still following the algorithm. The Bloombergs, the Wall Street Journals, CNBCs, they need to have headlines. They can't just be telling these guys sitting there on their iPad drinking their cup of coffee and wondering, what's going on, and they just don't want to hear that. The market moves on algorithms, and it's just following standard deviations and trend lines, and essentially valuations and fundamentals really don't determine the overall market, right? And they don't want to hear that. They want to feel like everything they're buying and their money's going into is a quality name, and it's not just being bought up and sold by algorithms, and the value is just all determined by a computer, right? But anyway, so let's take a look. We're here on this is all-time high. All right, there it is. Notice this green downtrend ray. I'll get rid of this purple one. That one's a little bit of a distraction. Green downtrend ray, that's from the all-time high. This is the end of March, beginning of April high. Got double tap there. And then look, this mid-August, a couple weeks ago, that's our high right there. So that's still in control. All right. Now, let's see. Coming up from the bottom here, so June here, mid-June. These purple circles I have here. There's the beginning. All right, there's mid-July. And there's today. That's covering this uptrend ray that I have going here. We touched it, and this is pink right now, but this is a green day. We are up. Barely. But technically, that's what we got. Now, the other thing to notice is these RSI trends, which some of them, right now I keep them on there because they've been broken, and they are often retested before a new one shows up, right? So here's the gray one coming off from here. There's the low, and there's today. Now, it's not on there today, but it hit there today. I have a pink circle there for, that's where it hit today. I took a picture of it within the 1 minute chart. So once it came down and hit this, we hammered right back up. If we go to the 1 minute chart, we got there, bounced, got a lower high, higher low set in, and we ran. I mean, no excuses there. It just went. So that's the thing to take a look at. The idea that we're coming up. We hit this parameter, and this is obviously the big guy. This is really controlling. We're still down. Now the question is this. That's over what? We got a couple months here? Yeah, so we've got 2 months of this coming in. Now the angle of attack, if we look at that, that's a solid pennant, right? It's pretty symmetrical. So the angle of attack up and down is pretty equal. I thought we had shot here to bust through, but it smacked us right down. And when it did it, popped us right down. It cracked right down through this uptrend ray on the RSI. So the strength was broken hard. So that's our formation right now. Where do we go from here? The hard acceleration from this past week, I don't have anything clear on it yet. Pretty damn close. So maybe if we bust out of it in pre-market and then tomorrow morning we gap up, come back down, test this, and then maybe move sideways and roll up, or maybe this is literally just to come down, retests it tomorrow morning, and then we just attack up. We'll see. This is just one day, but we are outside the daily Keltner channel, so we're due for a snap back. We got outside here, we're snapping back. Outside here, we're due for a snap back. A couple positive things. If we do get a move up, we'll finally see a higher low set in on the monthly RSI. So if we come down here, here's the lower RSI, right? We're here. We're above it right now. So you can see that. That's where we are right now. If we can get a nice solid bump and we move up from here, that would be a nice higher low set in. I was fairly confident that June is the low because we have seeing the monthly RSI starting to strengthen up, and then as the daily drops below, right, and then we have a nice bullish divergence here. There's a lower RSI in the daily, but we're getting a lower share price here that usually gives us a little bit of a bounce. With the monthly rising at that time, usually when the monthly's rising, the daily's dropping. That's a good indication that you're going to see a solid move. If we can get a pop here, maybe we finally see potential to get enough momentum to get through that top green downtrend ray. Do we have a low to hit? Yeah, I think we got down here. I'm still thinking this 354. I might have to move it up, yeah, so we'll probably have to move it up to here, because look at that. We have the bottom of the monthly Keltner channel, also with this monthly anchored VWAP. Let's zoom out a little bit here. Not much volume. We have a lot to fight through there, but let's see if we have anything historically. Yeah. 360. Isn't that where we hit? Yeah, we came pretty close to hitting 360, right? So there's some breaks. There's some things that can help us reverse it. Standard deviation, some trend lines. In terms of RSI, we do have this sucker, which is, I mean, I think this goes, what's this go back to? Like, I think. So that's the March low. That's the March low RSI. There's January. So that might be the ultimate low. I'm not sure if we break down. Maybe that will coincide. So if we do break down, we cut through these anchored VWAPs. These are mostly 2020 anchored VWAPs, and I think 2018. If we get down to here, that might coincide with hitting that bottom RSI. So maybe we are here. Potential. I think that would mess up the monthly RSI. That might drop it down enough to. We'll see. Anyway, but back to the beginning, I guess, or bring it back home. The headlines and what's going on, I can't say they have no influence, but like I said, I'm more of along the lines that, you know, they're just kind of covering up what's happening. You can't tell me that this is all discretionary. This is algorithms controlling this. I mean, we're talking 8 months later and this thing is still in control. 2 months later and we hit it on the dot. Come on. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the downtrend ray from the August high. Goes 1, 2, 3, 4, breaks down, comes back up, gets rejected hard again. So it makes sense. It's not all Jerome Powell. It's not all PPI, yields. Those things mean something, but they're almost like, especially in terms like bonds and then commodities, all these, and then the forex. Those are just trades, and they trade mostly by algorithm inversely to something else. It's all relationships. I think yesterday the VIX was basically down and the dollar was down, even though we were having a deep red day. It's just computers now. All those relationships that have meant something are almost completely gone. Anyway, I'll end it there. I'll stop my rant. Looks for tomorrow is definitely on the overall market, and then we'll break it down to maybe taking a look. Let's see what XBI looks like. Yeah, we're still green there. Bomb the Keltner channel, hitting the support. We did break down, but what did we hit? Did we hit the anchored VWAP today? No. We're double tapping there. We'll see. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Have a good night. I'll try to get a watch list and daily recap out tonight.